At Planet Fitness, what's fascinating is that's the judgment-free zone. Okay, if anybody goes there, so this is funny. On the wall, they have this thing. It's called the lunk alarm. I thought this was hysterical. I wanted to bring it to the program today. The lunk alarm is this: one who grunts, drops weights, or judges. Ricky is slamming his weights, wearing a bodybuilding tank top, and drinking. Now, if I offend anybody, if there's a Timmy out there that's wearing their body, if you're wearing your bodybuilding suit right now, I apologize immensely. But what's fascinating is this business is telling exactly who they don't want to come into their business. They're speaking very clearly. Everything about this place, like they have the TVs on the wall, they're showing different sports, they're doing like the place is immaculate. They're speaking very clearly to their ideal customer. Wesleyne, how can we do that with our LinkedIn profile without offending or hurting anybody's feelings? But how can we really get that build down into those niches?
Yeah. So what you want to do is you want somebody to self-identify that, oh, yes, you will work with people like me. This is who I am. But you also want to, whether it's in your content or your about section, say, these are the kind of people, these are the type of companies, organizations, individuals that don't really work so well with our products or services, right? So it's okay to say, and when you think about it, a lot of times in this online world, we only want to show the good. Share some of in the past, we worked with these kind of companies, and unfortunately, our services didn't align with what they needed. Because people want to know that maybe, okay, I'm not going to waste my time here. And we have to remember that people do probably 70 or 80% of their, buying before they're ever going to send you a message, before they're ever going to reach out to you, pick up a phone, or fill out a form.
Oh, that's perfect. Okay, let's keep it rolling here. So, the big thing, guys, with LinkedIn is like, how can we establish and build that trust as quickly as humanly possible? And so, I'd love to say, boy, there's no greater means that's more efficient, more effective than LinkedIn to really make that connection as quick as possible. Let me run through a quick example here. This is a buddy of mine and Wesleyne's. This guy is Ron Higgs. God bless him. He served our country proudly. And I want to show a couple of things. So what Wesleyne and I are going to do, we're going to kind of break down your profile. Let's take a look at the banner at the top. Let's take a look at my friend Ron here. Ron Higgs was in the Navy, U.S. Naval Academy. Hey, Gene, do you know anybody that was in the U.S. Naval Academy by any chance? Do you know a Navy man that's on the call here today?
I don't know anybody that in particular that's on the call, and I don't know Ron Higgs, but I did graduate from the Naval Academy.
Well, hey, that's what I was looking for, Gene. So God bless you. Thank you for your service to our country. So a fellow Navy man is on the call here. So this is Ron Higgs. And what I love about what Ron is doing on his profile here is you look up, you're like, hey, he's got this fighter jet. That's pretty cool. But take a look. He's got an arrow. Ron Higgs is flying that fighter jet. Like, how cool is that? In his headline, he says, I help busy CEOs work on their business instead of in their business. Wesleyne, kind of talk a little bit about the banner, how important that is, kind of catch people at hello, and let's go into the headline.
So when you think about on LinkedIn, the first thing that you see is the banner. So if you have just a general LinkedIn banner, if your banner isn't really speaking to your ideal client or giving your value proposition, you're missing a lot of free capital. Because remember, we're captivating people's attention, and people have a 6 or 7 second attention span. So they'll click on you and click off of you very, very quickly. And then when you go to that headline, include your value proposition. So we can clearly see what Ron does. He helps busy CEOs work on their business instead of in their business. So if you're a CEO and you're like, I have that struggle, this is somebody I want to talk to. If you're not a CEO, you're going to click off of his profile in 15 seconds. So again, that's another way that we allow people to self-select. This is somebody I want to talk to. This is somebody I need to get in touch with.
Now, Wesleyne, let's just warn everybody out there today. We did a little cyber stalking. I mean, I didn't say stalking, did he? We checked out everybody in attendance. So guys, just be warned. I hope you're paying attention. I hope you're sitting down for this because we checked out a couple of your profiles. So let's get into our first one here. Hey, is Matt? I thought I saw Matt in here somewhere. Matt, I think you're with us today. So Matt, I love your profile, dude. I could probably learn from you actually. So what I love is program manager at Reliable Microsystems. Great picture there. But hey, talking about, it was Veterans Day the other day. We've got Gene, who served probably in the Navy, my buddy Ron, who was in the Navy, and our dear friend Matt was in the U.S. Army Reserve. So hey, God bless you, Matt. I absolutely love it. But the point I want to make here is like how important it is, like to build that trust, show your background, show your expertise, what can you bring to the table to help that person immediately? So, hey, let's give a shout out to Matt. Matt, if you didn't already, please drop your LinkedIn in the chat box. We would love for everybody to connect with Matt. Hey, Wesleyne, I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly. Alicia, am I saying this correctly? And I saw that you just popped in a minute ago. Wesleyne, what do you think of this profile here?
It's fantastic. Your trusted wheels for your freight. Her headline is so captivating, right? And it makes me pause and think, what does that mean? I want to learn more. I want to look below the fold, and we call below the fold your about section, and look at your post, because she's saying something that's really captivating. And I love the banner too, because I see a truck and then I see a car on top. So again, I see a truck and then I see the airplane on top. So again, it makes me want to learn more.
Exactly. So, hey, Alicia, we're giving you a little round of applause. If you didn't already, drop your LinkedIn in the chat, guys, and connect with her. Better logistics, better business. And I love that line. One of our favorite words, our favorite word is free. Maybe our second, or maybe like a 1.A, right? If that's such a thing, is trust, right? We're trying to build that trust. And Alicia uses that right in her headline, your trusted wheels for your freight. And we're going to dig into that, how I love that word, your, right? We're going to dig into that in a little bit deeper. Hey, is Lisa here? I think, Lisa, did I see you? This is my bestie. She's the marketing guru at Steel City Steels in the great state of Indiana. Dear friend of mine, just a woman of integrity, does an incredible job. Look at her banner, building today's relationships for tomorrow. Drop the mic right there. Brand awareness, marketing enthusiast, relationship builder, advocate for the differently abled. So, hey, again, Lisa, if you're out there, man, we're sending you lots of love, my friend. Drop your LinkedIn in the chat. You guys absolutely want to connect with Lisa. She's wonderful. Now, Wesleyne, we're working down the profile. We've got the banner. We've got the headline. Now, Matt, I don't know if I saw Matt. I don't know if Matt's here, but just talk about that featured section that goes right below this.
So this featured section is for anything. It doesn't have to be a post on LinkedIn. It can be for something on your website, a press release, a special offer. It's anything that really builds that social capital. Because when we think about LinkedIn, this is building your social capital. And I don't know if we're going to talk about this later or not, Kurt, but the reason why is LinkedIn so important? Why should you have a good profile? Why should you post? It's because of something that Kurt talks about all the time. It's your SEO. And LinkedIn has such good SEO. And SEO is search engine optimization. So if you go in Google and you type in my company name or my name or Kurt's name or his company's name, our LinkedIn profiles come above our website. And so people will click on that because they know it's a trusted link. They've heard of LinkedIn before, and then they go and they search. So again, if you have a press release like Matt has here, if you have an article that you've written, if you have a new feature or a blog on your website, put it here so people can see the things that are really important to you.
Absolutely. I love that. So guys, what we want to think about, I was just this morning, I was with a manufacturer across the border from you guys in Illinois, and we're digging into like the little SWOT analysis, right? Your strengths, your weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. But you know what? When you're with the Purdue MEP, my friends, you have no weaknesses. Now, hey, Caroline just says, can't hear Kurt. Can we get a sound check? Can everybody hear? Jean, can you hear us okay?
Yeah.
Thumbs up. Everybody can hear? Everybody can hear? Caroline, I apologize. Maybe if you want to pop out and pop back in, or I'm not sure. So anyway, I apologize for that. We will have the recording for everybody. So Caroline, if we can't get through to you, I'll have the recording, and hopefully I know I missed the first few minutes, but we got the rest of it. So let's talk about those core strengths. As I was saying at the Purdue MEP, guys, this is like the perfect place, man. You have no weaknesses. There are no threats. It's only strengths and opportunities here with the Purdue MEP. But sometimes, Wesleyne, we can get a little carried away with our core strengths and make it a little bit, let's dig it. How about pop quiz? Jean, I don't know if you told everybody that there's going to be pop quiz today. Wesleyne, let's go there. Wesleyne, did you know that every person on the planet has one favorite radio station? There is one favorite. Does anybody know what that answer is? If you could, please pop that in a chat box. We might have a little surprise for you. Does anybody know the answer to every person on the planet has one favorite radio station? Jean, do you know what it is? Who knows that answer? Anybody? Down to their name. That
close.
Lacey, you were right there, my friend. It's WIIFM. Jill just dropped it in there, right? What's in it for me, Wesleyne? What are we talking about here?
Yes, everyone. I mean, I love to say your family, your friends, they all love you, but your potential customers, your customers, they really don't care about you. They care about themselves. They want to know how you can help them. They want to know how you can help them achieve their goals, fix their problems, move them from where they are to where they need to be. So when you are thinking about your profile, when you're thinking about your digital presence at all, you should be asking yourself, what's in it for them? Not what's in it for me, but what's in it for them, because everybody comes and says, what's in this for me?
That's right. So Wesleyne, can you please introduce a new term to everybody? So we talked about the WIFM, right? Now, I know you're in Houston, I'm up in New York, so maybe some people pronounce it Wi-Fi's, other pronounce it Wi-Fi's. What does Wi-Fi's or Wi-Fi's stand for? Can you please enlighten everybody?
It is all about what is in it for your soulmates. Why should they even take 5 minutes to talk to you or click on from a post to your website? Like, what is really in it for them? Because as I said, everyone is coming to the table with a problem, with a pain, with a challenge, and they are online to fix that problem, that pain, that challenge. So that's what you have to focus on. What is in it for your soulmates?
Absolutely. Love it. So guys, now, Wesleyne, I don't know if you knew, over the past few years, there was this horrible, awful, dreaded disease that was going around the planet. Did you hear about it? It was like a few years ago. Did you hear about this? Did you catch it? You heard about it down in Houston? Okay.
Yeah.
It's called the wee-wee syndrome. Now, can you please enlighten everybody on the call? What on earth? I know you guys might have been thinking of that other thing that happened a few years ago. I can't remember the name of it, but what on earth is the wee-wee syndrome, Wesleyne? Could you please share with everybody?
It's when, as an organization, you talk about how amazing you are. We are the best. We have the best customer service. We're amazing. We're fast time. We're this, we're that. We're all of the things. People don't really, again, they don't care about you. And when you just say, we are the best, we have our top quality, who says that? Like, how are you substantiating that? Better than who? Better than what? Like, give people facts, give them things that they can hold on to instead of just saying we're always on time, right? So instead of saying that, you say 25% of our customers gave us a 5-star rating on Google. Like, that takes it out of your mind and puts it into the customer's mind.
Absolutely. So guys, I encourage you, I invite you, welcome you, go through your company, your manufacturing website, go through your LinkedIn profile, and just be a little cautious on how often we use the word we, because we saw our friend Alicia, remember she had what was it? Trusted wheels, something or other, but go back to Alicia, connect on her LinkedIn profile, but we want to make it about them and use the word you, and you know what, Wesleyne? Is everybody sitting down for this? I have a great example here. Man, this is a client of mine. Believe it or not, it was from nearly 10 years ago. It was so good 10 years ago. 10 years later, I'm still using this. So you can tell this is a little outdated LinkedIn profile, right? Wesleyne, you remember these about 10 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
So this is a dear friend of mine. It's a manufacturer here in New York, and they manufacture vertical filing cabinets. Who thought there was such a thing? So if you think of big architectural drawings, big maps, things that have to go vertical, not horizontal. Company was founded in 1915. She created her about section, and take a look at what she says. Name of the company is Ulrich. Ulrich has been in the business of large document storage. Now, bam, right there, Wesleyne mentioned SEO, how great SEO is for your LinkedIn. That's one of her keywords. Since 1915, and that expertise has only grown with each generation. You can make one call today. Notice she says you can make one call today and have access to nearly 100 years of large document storage expertise, leaving you time to focus on your business. Wesleyne, my goodness gracious, what just happened in those first two sentences?
Right there, what she did was she really made people self-identify. It's like, I'm talking to you and I'm using language that's resonating with a person. And then she's also adding in her value proposition. So many times people are like, oh, I can't talk about my company. I can't talk about myself. That's not what we said. We just needed to be customer centric in the way that you're talking about it and make whatever solution you're offering, tie it to a problem. Whatever you're saying or the claims that you have about your company, tie it to something that is interesting for your ideal client.
And take a look for a little social proof. And I know some companies, if you're dealing with Department of Defense or there's some, proprietary things that you can't divulge. In their case, they didn't have that. Check this out. Companies like NASA, Boeing, Pfizer, Hormel, Siemens have all, what's our favorite word? Trusted our vertical filing cabinets to preserve their engineering drawings. These filed engineering drawings include our country's first rockets into space. Are you kidding me? Do I want to do business with Barb Berry at Albrecht Filing Cabinets? Of course I do. Man, that was juicy. How about, I saw Bruce is in the house here somewhere. Bruce, I hate to tell you, dude, I love your profile. I'm calling you out. Wesleyne, check out what Bruce did. So guys, connect with Bruce Singh. Bruce, if you haven't dropped your LinkedIn in the chat, please drop it in the chat box. Check this out, Wesleyne. With a steady eye towards building long-term stakeholder value, he gets stuff done without leaving bodies. How about drop the mic on that one, Bruce? Creates order from chaos. He goes into strategic problem solving. Wesleyne, any takeaway on our friend Bruce on his profile?
So what I really like about Bruce is the words that he has written are really good, but he bullet points it out too, right? Because think about human nature, think about how people think and process information, lots of white space. So I can go, if I want to say expertise, okay, problem solving, technical leadership. Okay, this seems like somebody who knows what he's doing or what he's talking about. So he has great content, but he also has it formatted well. So yes, what we're saying is important, but we also have to think about how it looks. If you have a huge paragraph of your story of your career and your life, no one's going to read that. They want to get to the point very quickly. So good job, Bruce.
Great job. Everybody give Bruce a big round of applause, Bruce. So thank you, dude, for part. He didn't know he was participating today, but he did. And I think, did I see my friend Alan? Alan's in the house. Alan is a New Yorker at heart, man. So Alan's like, Alan, dude, I miss you, brother. So Alan is in Indianapolis and Fishers, Indiana, and he's a director of business development. But I love what he did here. And again, we're talking about, like, instead of avoiding that wee syndrome or talking about yourself, look at this first line in his about section. If you've seen a property tax bill recently for your business, you might have wondered if your taxes are too high. Well, your business sense is right on point, So Alan goes on talking about his expertise and how he is there to help and save the day. Absolutely love what you did. How about a round of applause for Alan? Wesleyne, any takeaway that you want to share here from your perspective?
So what Alan did really well is he appeals to emotion. Anytime the word tax, property tax, anybody sees anything about tax, it's like, I don't like that. I don't want to pay it. I want to reduce it. So immediately he is appealing to someone's emotions. So what am I going to do? I'm going to keep reading. I'm going to read all the way to the end because I'm like, yeah, my property taxes are too high. I don't want to pay all this money. How can I reduce them? So really good job, Alan, of really appealing to somebody's emotional, coming right out the gate saying that if somebody's happy with their property tax, there's no point in them staying on this profile, right? So great job.
Yeah. And again, you guys might be like, hey, wait a minute, we're a manufacturer. It doesn't matter the solution that you offer, what product you provide. It's an opportunity. And what Alan also did, he lists all the memberships. Again, we're looking for that social proof. How can we build that trust immediately? And he has all the organizations, associations that he belongs to. Alan, great job, my friend. Appreciate you. Wesleyne, I have a bunch of different little examples here. Folks are like, well, wait a minute. How do I not talk about myself? How do I not use I, not use we? You want to just kind of throw out a couple different examples here? What are your thoughts here?
So the easiest thing that you can do is take, and it actually is an exercise where you may need to go line by line until you get a little bit more proficient with it. Anywhere you have I or we, figure out how you can switch it to a you, right? So again, committed to delivering you on-time service. That previously said, we are committed to delivering on-time service. So literally, it's just taking out the we and figuring out where to add the you in. And if you go and literally you want to start at the top of your profile, at the top of your, and this even goes for your website, any content that you have online, you should really be customer centric and customer focused and use, if you are speaking specifically to supply chain managers, say supply chain managers. If you're speaking to operations managers, say operations managers. Help people self-identify in your content.
Yeah, absolutely love it. So let's keep it rolling. So guys, big takeaway, if anything that we just said, make it all about them. Wesleyne, let's slide into planting seeds, nurturing relationships. Let's go here. So I want to show you this. You and I were talking about this. This is a dear friend of ours. We just did a webinar a few weeks ago with this gal here. She is absolutely crushing it. She's relatively new in the manufacturing space. She's a director of marketing at IQ Manufacturing over the border from you guys in Michigan. And she does a wonderful job. She's on an association of women in aerospace. And her boss was all in on going after LinkedIn. She's completely blown up her personal profile, but she shared this that I found fascinating. She started posting on a regular basis, different, like all sorts of different things, maybe celebration of an employee, maybe something going on the floor. Here she was just starting to post different things with like products that they manufacture. If you see my arrows there, 933 impressions for this post. Then you come down to this next one, she got 1,500. Then she just kept, she just kept putting in the reps. It's like going to the gym. Then all of a sudden you look down here, she posted this shot here, 4,200 impressions. She posted these products over here, 3,100 impressions. Now she posted this picture right here of herself, 17,000. This is a video of a machine running, and she got, once again, just tons of impressions. So then the takeaway here is like a lot of people are like, oh, we're a manufacturer. Who wants to know what's going on behind our walls? We're not doing anything fun and exciting. Well, guess what? To your soulmate, that machine that's running, that could be very exciting. Wesleyne, you post daily. You have just incredible tips. I beg you guys, connect with Wesleyne, follow Wesleyne. Wesleyne, talk about the content you put out on a daily basis is just crazy. Can you just talk about how you put out content?
Yeah. And before I talk about how I put out content, what I want you to realize is the impressions, those are number of people that are seeing your post. So you don't always get likes. You may not get comments, and you might be like, I only have 3 people that liked it, but I have 350 impressions. That's 350 eyeballs that you would never be able to get on a piece of content, to get on you, if you will, if you don't do something. So really focus on, okay, I'm doing something. I am making impact. So what my content strategy is, it's really focused on who my ideal client is. And I am very unabashed in the way that I share my content. And my goal is to make sure people self-identify. And I serve, I don't sell. So very seldom will you ever see me saying, hey, do this, do that, buy this, buy that, because my job is to help people get from where they are to where they want to be. And so some people are like, but if I give away too much free content or too much free stuff, then nobody will want to work with me. Nobody will they'll try to do it themselves. Those are not your customers. The DIYers, those aren't your customers anyway. So again, it's another way of helping people self-select. And when you think about what do I write, how do I write, all I say is just start. It doesn't matter what it's about. It doesn't matter how good it is. I look at my content from like 4 years ago. I'm like, I'm not even looking in the camera. What was I talking about? Did I even know how to write? Like, it was horrible. But now, 4 years later, it's great. So just start somewhere.
Abs, great point. Great tip here. And so let's go. Let me give you guys an example. So this here's a manufacturer in Miami. They manufacture baby changing tables and air hand dryers, okay, for restrooms. And they're a group of millennials. They're just absolutely wonderful. And I was working with them during COVID, and they call me Uncle Kurt. And I was like, hey, guys, you need to get on LinkedIn. I kept telling them over and over. And they're like, Uncle Kurt, LinkedIn is for older guys, or it's for people like you. They're like, it's for people looking for a job. So I finally, kicking and screaming, they started posting. And what they do some really cool things. Once a month as a team, they go out in the community and they'll do something as a team. And so here they're on Earth Day, they're cleaning up the beaches in Miami. Next month, they're at a homeless shelter. So they just start posting. They start posting fun, inspirational messages, that type of thing. Wesleyne, you're going to love this. I get this note here. This is an email I get from the team at this company. Uncle Kurt, you were right. LinkedIn works. And check this out. Their soulmate, a college, reaches out to them. University says, hey, Jennifer, I'm working on a 3-restroom renovation for the college. Could you please advise me on the latest design and trends? Look what happened here, Wesleyne. Like she's looking for a guide. She's looking for an expert. It's not about your product. It's about the information you have about your product. Yeah. Just a little bit about how important it is to be that educator.
Yeah. So as your job is to educate your ideal client about how your product or your service solves their challenges. It's about to show them as a manufacturer, show them the behind the scenes, what it's like working what it's like working on the plant floor. If you have customers that allow you to show behind their scenes, like people want to see the real stuff. They don't want to see all these beautiful pictures like you see on Pinterest. And that's not what LinkedIn is about. LinkedIn is about, I want to see the dirty stuff. I want to see what it's like a day in the life. So don't be afraid to peel back the onion a little bit and show what it's like in the manufacturing plant.
Yeah, I absolutely love it. So, all right, let's keep this party rolling. Again, guys, if you haven't done it already, drop your LinkedIn in the chat box. If you're just coming to us, connect with a Purdue MEP. If you're coming to us from another state, check out your local MEP. Let's talk. So we've run through the profile. I know this has been fast and furious. We've gone through the banner. We've gone through the headline, a little bit of featured in the about section. We've talked about avoiding that dreaded wee-wee syndrome. Wesleyne, let's talk about how important is it to be that go-giver, be that connector. Let's be the matchmaker. Let's go here. Do you know this? Who's this guy here?
Oh, Dan Bigger. He is a master connector, the master connector.
So on March 10th of 2021, something happened that changed my life that day. Can you share with everybody what happened on March 10th of 2021?
Well, I had interviewed Dan for my podcast. I have a podcast, Transform Sales podcast, and I interviewed Dan, and he was like, wow, I need to connect you with this person and this person and this person. And Kurt was one of those people.
So he drops a note and I won't read the whole thing. Just, hey guys, just did this I just met Wesleyne, does this podcast. Kurt, you guys need to meet. I'll leave it to you to discuss. Okay. Let's follow the sequence of what happens. This is crazy. You can't make this up, Wesleyne. I drop Wesleyne a note. Hey, impressive career. Well done. Great to connect with you through Dan Bigger. Now, guys, if you were here with us earlier, I threw out a little comment right in my headline. I would love for you to connect with you guys. I dropped my LinkedIn in the chat box. My first thing says e-commerce evangelist for manufacturers. My second thing says I'm a proud girl dad. It's the most important job on the planet to me. Wesleyne says, girl dad, I love it. I'm a boy mom. Let's grab some time to chat. I'd love to talk about e-commerce for manufacturers. Okay, it goes next. Another outstanding chat. Thank you. Attach your couple so on and so forth. Let's go here. I enjoyed chatting with you too. Thanks so much for the information about the MEPs. Hey, Gene, what's going on here at the National MEP Conference? Why is Wesleyne on the stage of an organization that on March 10th of 2021 she had never heard of? What is she doing on stage at Buffalo in September of 2023?
Wesleyne gave a fantastic and rousing morning presentation about her career and about her sales. And you know, what I really remembered from that presentation is Wesleyne told you something about herself. I remember that more than the sales tips that she provided, which means that, you know, either she connected with me as a person, somebody that I want to go back to, or she didn't. And Wesleyne, you connected with me.
Oh, thank you so much.
Wesleyne was the keynote speaker of the morning session. And I think Gene, there was like 500 people in attendance to the conference, or I'm not sure but it was a lot. It was a lot of people, hundreds and hundreds of people. And Wesleyne, all by just making a simple connection on LinkedIn. Wesleyne and I jump on a call. We became immediate fast friends. We've been partners since. And I was certainly a proud uncle right in the front row, cheering Wesleyne on. So again, guys, I'm sorry to like rant and rave. I know, Wesleyne, you're super humble, modest, and I'm probably embarrassing you right now as the proud uncle. But this is the point is just like putting yourself out there. You just, I always tell my daughter, man, try every food out there. You never know your next favorite dish unless you try. Just be daring. If you don't like it, then at least you tried it. You never know your next biggest customer. You never know your next great connection. You never know your next business partner, right? By just putting yourself out there and making that connection. Wesleyne, how much does it cost to be on LinkedIn? I forgot.
$0.
It costs a penny, right? So, okay, I'm going to show you guys another fun example here. And again, the thing with LinkedIn, Wesleyne, like we have to show our examples, right? Because it's, I love when we do e-commerce because I can show my clients examples. For LinkedIn, we're going to show our examples. So in 2020, during COVID, there's another MEP right up the road from Indiana. It happens to be in Alaska, Gene. It's like just little ways from you guys, right? I sent a note to the director of the Alaska MEP, and I just said, here's the note I just dropped. Hey, fantastic profile. You've built an impressive career. MEP centers play a critical role for American manufacturers. Well done. It'd be great to join your LinkedIn network. Wishing you continued success. That's all I said. I didn't say anything else. I wasn't trying to sell anything. Nothing, right? Thanks, Kurt. Look, thanks for the connection. I'd like to hear more about how you've worked with MEPs and manufacturers. We're doing a webinar, and I'm curious if you might be a good fit. Wesleyne, do we love doing webinars, or do we love doing webinars?
I think we like to talk just a little bit. Just a little bit, we like to talk.
So the next step, so within 2-3 weeks, I knocked down this webinar for the Alaska MEP. Now it gets really juicy, okay? Is everybody sitting down for this? You ready? Hey, there's a picture of me in Alaska. Wesleyne, where's that picture of you?
Taking a hike in Alaska at 7 p.m.
You are in Alaska, and it's just, and so because of just sending that message out, we've become fast friends with just like our friends here at the Purdue MEP. And I saw my friend Kyle. Kyle, I want to thank you because you're my friend here that got us our foot in the door here at Purdue. And so again, I'm just showing you examples. It could be, now you could be like, hey, wait a minute, I'm a manufacturer. I manufacture whatever. I've got Post-it notes right here. Whatever you manufacture, it's not about your product. It's not about your solution. It's about building that relationship, right? It's about establishing that trust. And when Wesleyne and I connect, or when we connect with somebody from the Purdue MEP or the Alaska MEP, if I just send a cold email, they wouldn't know that Wesleyne's a boy mom and I'm a girl dad. They wouldn't know that Wesleyne was a recovering chemist, or that Gene served in the Navy probably. We wouldn't know these things about each other if we just send those cold emails. But man, when you do it on LinkedIn, it takes it to a whole new level. Wesleyne, just share, we're going to start taking it home here in a minute, but just kind of take it home for everybody on like how important it is to establish those relationships and put yourself out there.
And so one of the things, if you guys have questions, please drop them in the chat because we'll have a few minutes at the end to answer. But when we think about LinkedIn, there are two distinct goals that you have: to acquire new customers and to build a network. So I encourage you to think about the people in adjacent businesses that are calling on the same customers that you want to call on, right? So maybe you maybe you have a machine shop and you say, okay, I think a person who may be a good partner for me is somebody who's actually making tooling, right? So you'd want to connect with them on LinkedIn, and you guys have a joint interest. And sometimes, a lot of times we think networking is you give me business, I give you business, but it's not always like that. You have other value that you can bring to that business owner. And again, when you're on LinkedIn, they see your social proof. It's not like a business card you're handing out at a networking event. They can see if you're using videos, they see pictures of you, they see all of your content, they see your about section. So they already know that you're a human being, that you're a real person, and you're not just trying to sell them something. You actually want to network with them. So really think about the power of how you can use this social network to really build out a strong referral network for yourself.
Drop the mic, Wesleyne. That was fantastic. So, hey, and Alicia, she dropped a note. I think Caroline dropped a note. Is there going to be a recording? Other than Kurt dropped the ball the first couple minutes, yes, I have a recording. And so other than the little fun intro that we had, I have our team at the Purdue MEP, Julie, Michelle, they'll be sending the recording out. And so let's take it home, guys. Trust, right? That's what we're really selling is like, I think John Maxwell says, the 3 questions, can I trust you? Do you care? And do you have the information? Do you have the experience? Do you have the walk of life that can help me today? Like those are the 3 things that are going to convert those business relationships, right? And LinkedIn can cover those things. As we showed different examples like Bruce and Alan and everybody out here that we showed, Matthew, serving our country proudly, right? When you put that information out there and like how you serve your community, how you serve your clients, how you make the world a better place. And a big thing is consistency. Wesleyne, I'm going to go here. You share and post literally daily. And, you've got some wonderful, you've got great things right over your shoulder, just like you're not talking the talk, you walk the walk. How do you personally how are you such a content machine, and how are you intentional with the content that you deliver to your soulmates?
So first of all, I like to talk, if you can't tell. So I am a person that likes to talk. So I make my content easy for me. And so what that means is it's easy for me to record videos. It's easy for me to explain something to somebody and be like, oh, that was a good thing. And there's so much technology out there now. I can take a video and I can pull the transcript from that video and I can just create a post. But if you're more of a writer, just sit down and think about the last meeting you attended with a customer. What questions did the customer ask? What concerns did they bring up? Like, step into the world of the customer. Walk along, go to the plant floor, talk to the machine operator. What's your best tip that you can say is that you want to share today, right? Do employee appreciation. Sometimes people don't need to increase their revenue. They are trying to attract better employees. And you can use LinkedIn to show this is the kind of culture that you want to be a part of. But literally, if you sit down, and I only dedicate 1 hour a week to my content creation, and I post every single day, and I'm able to do that because I sit down for a focused hour. And I take that time and I'm like, what is my theme going to be this week? I pick something out of my head, maybe something I've heard the week before. And then I just start writing, right? And I record some videos, and then I have everything's ready to go, and you can schedule it out directly on LinkedIn. So you don't have to be on there and post every single day. So like I said, the first step is just doing it, just starting.
Amen, my friend. Amen. Lastly, I would just want to hit a couple things real quick. So LinkedIn Live, man, I'll tell you, if anybody out there, this might be a bit of the advanced class, but if any manufacturers out there have been toying around with it, I have a client right over the border in Chicago, and they want to start creating content. I'm talking with the owner, and I'm kind of like, well, you could do this, do this, do this. He's like, I want to go all in on live stream. I do 2 live streams a week, every Monday, every Friday. We bring in like high level experts on different topics. I'm never the smartest guy in the room. I'm not trying to be the smartest guy in the room, but boy, certainly I try to establish trust by hanging out with and bringing wonderful people like my friend Wesleyne. This is an example where this is a manufacturer. They do covert antennas. And so now what we're doing, we're actually going on site to manufacturers, and we're like talking about their company, their history, their background, the products, the incredible made in USA products that they make. And so like here we're on site, another manufacturer, it's a grill manufacturer. They do like different arms for the grills and that type of thing. And so it's just really exciting of just like, our tagline, stop being the best kept secret, get that message out there. These are 2 sisters, painful introverts. They wanted nothing to do with going online and or doing a live stream. And now like, I can't get them off. They've done like three more live streams since. And now they just absolutely love it because they're getting their message out there to those soulmates. Wesleyne, let's take it home. You do a podcast. I do live streams, putting that live content out there. Just let's go there and you've been a wonderful guest on my live show probably a dozen times. How important is it to either podcast, live stream? I know little manufacturers might be a little hesitant. Let's go there. What are your thoughts on podcast or live stream for manufacturers?
Your customers, your soulmates, they want to hear from you. They want to hear about you. And there are so many different ways that you can go about this. Some people do just internal podcasts. It's interviewing people within the organization. Some people interview their customers. Some people interview industry professionals. My podcast is all about sharing what's the behind the scenes of becoming a sales leader, right? You do a really good job of interviewing people from the MEPs and different manufacturers from across the country. And people like to know, they like to hear that I'm not alone in this. So if you listen to a podcast or if you watch YouTube videos, think about how you can do something like that. And it doesn't have to be twice a week like Kurt or once a week like me. Maybe it can be twice a month. Maybe it can be once a month. But again, commit to doing it and do it. Commit and do it.
And that's the slide right here, guys. It's putting in the reps, right? It's just going to the gym. It's like, man, I can't complain about not getting in shape if I don't walk in the gym. Man, speaking about gym, you should see Gene in the gym in the morning, man. He's an animal at the gym in the morning. So let's go here. Let's make a pact, guys. Let's make a pact, Wesleyne. I would like to share, like a lot of people are like, man, I just don't have time. I don't have time, Wesleyne.
Yeah.
Let's go there. Here's some like minor little homework that people could take away with. What are your thoughts for our friends out there for a homework assignment?
Yes. Schedule. Put like wherever you are, wherever you're doing right now, look at your calendar and put 1 hour a week literally put LinkedIn. That's what it should say on your calendar, LinkedIn. And here's a tip for you. When there's something that is difficult for you, there's something that you don't enjoy doing, or it's not a muscle that you exercise often, do it when your brain is most active. So if you're a morning person, put this in the morning. If you're like that 5, 6 o'clock and you're excited, that's when you do the thing that you least like to do. That is a tip that I like to tell all salespeople. Do the thing you least like to do when your brain is most active. So put the 1 hour a week on your calendar. 5 connections a day, that's light work. Literally go find your customers, go look for prospects, find people like me, like Kurt, see who we're connected to, find your MEP, connect with people there, and then just 1 post a week. What is the thing that you heard last week that was impactful for you? What is the thing that you want to share with your clients or your network? Just 1 post. Doesn't have to be long. You don't have to have video. It can be text only. And the comments are actually the sprinkles on top of really making LinkedIn work for you. So what I actually recommend is, so these 5 connections that you're making per day, you want to comment on somebody's post, like it and comment and give them insightful comments. Like read the actual post and then you want to connect with them. If you comment on somebody's post and then ask to connect with them, they're 70 to 80% more likely to accept that connection request than just a cold one. And again, we want to serve. We don't want to sell. So support your network.
Love it. And one thing, with that, if you're hearing 1 hour a week or you're seeing it on the screen here, 10 minutes a day, just 10 minutes a day. Just, it's not a huge heavy lift. And it's just, think of I call them profit killers and time wasters. I always say if we're not achieving our goals and the pushback might be, hey, wait a minute, Kurt, I'm maxed out, dude. I can't add one more thing to my plate. Well, if together as a team, we're accountability partners today here at the Purdue MEP. If we're not hitting our goals, something's stopping us from hitting our goals. There's a profit killer or there's a time waster in the way. Consider, what could I take off my plate for 10 minutes and replace it with LinkedIn? If you're in sales, if you're in business development, man, this is the place to be. I would make it an absolute top priority. And Wesleyne, one last time for all of our friends here, what's our takeaway?
It's all about them. Step out of your head. Don't think about yourself. What's affecting you, impacting you. Focus on your soulmates. It's all about them.
Now, Wesleyne, you have a little QR code for our sophisticated friends here. So, guys, if you want to break out your phone and grab this QR code, we have fun little information. And boy, if you didn't get enough of Wesleyne, and I don't know how on earth you could possibly ever get enough of Wesleyne, Gene, it's not possible to get enough of Wesleyne, right, my friend? So I encourage you guys, grab that QR code, check out Wesleyne. Her LinkedIn profile is in the chat box. I've dropped mine. It would be an honor and privilege to connect with you. We encourage you. We invite you. Reach out to the MEP. We've got Gene on the call here, and I'm going to take it home. As Wesleyne said, if you guys have to run, thank you, thank you, thank you. If you have a minute to stick around or you have questions, man, drop in the chat. Take yourself off of mute. Wesleyne and I are going to stick around. But I just want to give a huge, huge heartfelt welcome to each and every single one of you. Wesleyne and I, we love to goof around a little bit, but man, I'm telling you from the bottom of our hearts, we appreciate you. We appreciate your time, your energy. We never take that for granted or take it lightly. We appreciate you reaching out to the Purdue MEP. And boy, we're here for your success. And we just keep rooting you on into the end zone. So, Gene, my friend, any parting thoughts, words of wisdom you want to share with everybody from the Purdue MEP?
No, thanks a lot once again, Kurt and Wesleyne, for the great content, for the benefit of Indiana and more broadly other suppliers. Really appreciate your work and energy on this.
Well, thank you, Gene, and thank you to everybody at the Purdue MEP. And Wesleyne, we've got a great question here from Madison.
Yes.
Our company page on LinkedIn. Can you talk about how the content may differ from a personal page? This is a fantastic question. I was just with a client yesterday through the Alaska MEP, and we were walking through the difference. If this is new to you, you have to have a personal LinkedIn profile to create your company profile. Wesleyne, do you want to talk a little bit about the difference there for Madison?
Yes, yes. And can you flip back to the slide with the QR code so anyone who is, yes. And there are also some freebies that you can get after you give some feedback. So when you think about your company LinkedIn page, what I want you to remember is people buy from people. Yes, this is a company LinkedIn page, but it doesn't need to be too corporate. It doesn't need to be only talking about we're amazing, we're good. What is really important is you want to think about the customer. What does that customer need? So maybe you don't have a picture of yourself on there, but you have a picture of your team. You are in the manufacturing plant. I keep talking about walking through the manufacturing plant because people love seeing that. They never get to see that, right? They never get to see how their products are actually made and manufactured. So you have that picture, and everything that we're talking about is in the voice of the customer. So think about what is that customer's journey, what things are important for them. And when you're doing personal posts on a company page, it's like, hey, it's the holidays. Our company sponsored a fantastic holiday event. Let me show you a behind the scenes thing, right? We have moments of gratitude. One of our employees said this. So that's how you have the personal touch on a company page. Use your employee's voice.
Yeah, absolutely love it. And I see Ashley dropped a link in the chat box there. Ashley, thank you very much. So again, you can grab that QR code or grab that that link. Madison, thank you for the question. And hopefully, and again, guys, if you have any questions, take yourself off mute or drop it in the chat box. Wesleyne and I would be happy to address and answer any questions before we wrap up. If you are good, you're cutting out. Man, we wish you an amazing, incredible day. Happy Friday Eve. And
yes.
how we doing? Let's see. Still got people in the house. We've got, thank you again, Manda. We got Brad, Kareen, Federico, Janny. My friend Janny with TAC is here today. Janny, happy Thursday. We've got Jen, Jenny, Jill, Caroline. Hope Caroline couldn't hear us today, so hopefully, well, you'll get the replay.
I got her fixed up, so she started hearing.
Oh, you did. Oh, you're the best. Thank you. Okay. Scott, Sean, thank you guys, Sue. And so one last round, I want to let you guys, hey, we can get out of class a little early today. So
we can give you 5 minutes back. Jean, any thoughts, or anyone else from the Purdue MEP that wants to ask a question or share some insights? We're happy to hear.
Nothing additional for me. Thank you.
All right, guys. Hey, thank you, everybody. Wesleyne. Hey, how about a big round of applause for Wesleyne?
It's Kurt, hey. the master behind it all. Thanks so much, everyone. We'll see you next time.
Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Have a great holiday.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Gene.